Can I respond in English?
Yeah.
Okay. My memory's not great, so I always forget the key incidents when the questions come. Not necessarily one incident that comes to mind, which always sticks in my mind about the way there is always truth and blessings in what Hazur says. And it's not necessarily exactly according to your question, but I think it's good to repeat. When Hazur was going to Canada in 2016, the Canada Jama'at, they sent a proposal beforehand for the 6-week tour. And they said that in between, they made a plan to go to Quebec. And the reason they made a plan for Hazur to go to Quebec was that on Hazur's previous visit to Canada, Hazur had said that next time I want to go to Quebec because I've never been there. So because of this, the Jamaat did a lot of field work. They didn't have many contacts, and they spent about 5 or 6 months making contacts with Canadian politicians, with local officials, and it got to the stage where they were able to arrange a sitting or a proper formal session in Quebec's state parliament. And the state parliament had requested that Hazur give an address. And the Canadian Jama'at were very excited by this and very happy by this. That on the one hand, Hazur had expressed a desire to go to Quebec. They were thinking that it would be difficult because they didn't have any contacts. But then, through Allah's help and through their efforts, they were able to establish it, and they were able to send this proposal to Hazur. When Hazur was going through the itinerary for the trip, it was a 6-week tour, Hazur approved everything almost. But when it came to the Quebec, Hazur put a big cross in it. And Hazur said, I'm not going to Quebec. And when the Canadian Jama'at received this, they were very, very shocked that Hazur had told us to go to Quebec, that he wants to go to Quebec. And then their Secretary Kharja, National Secretary Kharja, he phoned me up specially, and he said that, of course, we would not go against what Hazur has said, but we are very, very confused. And we work so hard, and it's such a wonderful opportunity for Jama'at. And then anyway, but Hazur's decision was final, of course. Hazur went to Canada, the tour was ongoing, and then after about 3 weeks, the same Kharja secretary came up to me. And he said, and he was shaking, he was literally shaking. And he said that a few days ago we were supposed to go to Quebec according to that original schedule. But of course Hazur cancelled it. The MP or the state parliamentarian with whom we made contact yesterday and who had invited Hazur, yesterday he was arrested by the police and he was forced to resign because he was involved in some very bad scandal, personal scandal. And he said that 2 days ago Hazur would have been photographed, and there was so much media coverage, he said it would have been across the whole national media of Hazur stood with this person across the country, and the next day he would have been caught up in this scandal. He said that if we had gone ahead, I would have been responsible for that. And now I understand that whatever Hazur says, there is so much blessings we should never ever question. And I went back and I told Hazur this. And Hazur said to me actually, he said that I don't know why, or why I cancelled it, but I just had a feeling I shouldn't go there. And this is the way that Allah Ta'ala protects the honor and the dignity of Khilafat and protects the Jama'at. And again, that's something that I've seen on many occasions in my office as well, and seeing in other Jama'ats as well, that sometimes Hazur will say something. Perhaps Hazur does not even have full control over why he's saying it. That's according to a higher being. And you might be confused, but as Ahmadi, especially as office bearers, it's our job to have blind faith in the decisions of Khalifa al-Masih. And then, inshallah, you always eventually see the blessings, and I've seen that on many other occasions as well.